Hello everybody, my name is Randall Centeno, the creator of this blog called Preparing for Bachillerato Test. I have decided to create a short video about the different features or characteristics of the blog. The first thing that I want to say is that the blog has 4 different pages. The first page that we have here is the home page, the one that we are right now. This one has a welcome message, the one that you can see right here, and another one in which I let you know that all your comments are welcome in order to improve this blog. There are also some permanent elements or components of the blog that you will find on the right side of the pages, and I will let you know, I will tell you a little bit more about them in a few minutes. Some of the permanent elements that we have here is number 1, this one. If you like the blog, you just click here on like so that we can have an idea of how many of the users like the blog and think that this is a good idea. The second permanent element that we have here is the English-Spanish dictionary, which I will show you in a few minutes. Number 3 is the question, are you a student or a teacher, or another person which doesn't fall into these 2 categories, because we want to know who is the user or who is using the blog. The next element is another question, do you think that this blog is useful? So you just click on yes or no. And in this case, if you say no, we want to know why you think that this blog is not useful. These 2 elements, this question and the like box that we have here, are some elements that I decided to include to get some feedback from the users and to know how we can improve the blog. And this box that we have here, what it does is just that it records the number of users that we have in total and by day, and it shows you the nationality of the people that are using the blog in that moment in particular. The second page is a reading comprehension practice. Probably most of you, if you're users of the blog, are more familiar with this page in particular. You just have to come here and click to go to the different practices. If you take a look at what you get after you click there, you can see that we get a reading and 1 question, and that's all you can see right now. So what we advise you to do is to come right here where it says mostrar todas las preguntas, show all the questions, and you click here. In this case, you can see that now I can see the reading, and I can see question number 1, question number 2, question number 3, question number 4, and 5. And you can see the rest of the readings that we have in this document. What this allows you right now is it gives you the option to just work on this reading in particular, or just decide and choose on working on the different readings according to the topics. So for example, if you want to practice only on the readings based on sports, you go and look for the different readings related to sports. If you want to work on culture, on table manners, on famous athletes, you just have to go and look for the different readings and do the exercises that correspond to the readings. The same thing, the same idea will work for the teachers. If you want your students to work on a particular reading, you just have to look for the number of the reading, and you ask your students to go look for that reading in particular and work on the vocabulary and the questions based on that. Now, some of the characteristics, or one interesting characteristic of the program that I used for this, which is called hot potatoes, is that after you do the reading and you come and you choose one of the options, it gives you immediate feedback. So for example, if you choose B, it will tell you immediately that this answer is wrong and that you have to read carefully and try again. If you come again and you click here, you get the happy face, and it says that this is correct. It gives you some extra information in Nicaragua and Puerto Rico. Gives you a score so far, give you a score of 66 in this case, and it tells you that you have completed one question out of 210. Now, another interesting feature of this program is that every time you leave the page and you come back, or if you're working here and you refresh the page, it will change the order of the answers. So you don't have actually a chance to memorize the order of the answers to say that in number 1, A will always be the right answer. It will change it. Next time you open the page or another person comes and you refresh the page, the right answer will be in another position. Now, another characteristic that I really like about the blog is that if there is a word that you don't know in the reading, that you think that is important, you can copy the word, you come back to the main page, the home page, you click on the Spanish dictionary, paste the word, and then you click on Traducir. It will give you the translation in Spanish of the word that you didn't know. And it even gives you the right pronunciation of both words in English and Spanish. In this case, we cannot listen to them because of the limitations of the program that I'm using right now. Now, page number 3, vocabulary practices. In this case, what I did was I looked for those words that appeared more frequently in the different tests, and that they were related to specific topics in particular. And I also wrote down those synonyms that were used in the reading or in the questions, because in many cases the word in the reading is different from the word that is used in the question. They were using synonyms. So in this case, it says read the examples that we will find in the exercises, because you have some practices here. But I don't want you just to go straight to the exercises unless you want to do it as a diagnostic. You come here, you click there, and then we get the different examples, some examples that you will find in the exercise later on. The words that you have in red are the synonyms. So the option that I'm giving you is that you can study them right here online, or you can download the examples and you can even print them if you want to study them and to improve your vocabulary. Once you have the different examples, you can come here on the second, that is actually is an optional part of this page, and you can click here on audio page 1. You play and you listen to the examples that you have here. So you can be reading the examples and listening to the pronunciation of the words and the sentence at the same time. This feature works in smartphones and obviously in tablets and in your computers. I have found myself that having some problems with the audios in some cases, but I hope that most of you can actually listen to the audios or download them. Once you have read the examples and probably listen to the audios, you can say that you are ready to come and work on the exercise. The exercise is a matching exercise. It's very simple. You have the bolded and underlined word, which is the synonym of one of the words that we have here. What you have to do is just to get one of the words from here and match it with the word that is underlined on the left. So you look for success and you read the example. The family support is necessary for students' success, and you can say, well, I think that accomplishment can work as a synonym. You do the same with the rest of them, and when you finish doing this, you come here and you say, check my answers. The ones you get in black are the ones that you missed. So you say your score is 20% because you got only 2 out of 10 correct. Sorry, try again. Incorrect matches have been removed. Okay, if you want to practice again, you refresh the page and you get new words to practice on. Finally, last page of the blog, is I decided to give you some other options in case you want to practice a little bit more your reading comprehension. So I included other websites that have reading practices and that are similar to the ones that I included here. There are tons and tons and thousands of pages that you can find about reading comprehension and applications too for your cell phones. The problem is that some of them are have a very high level, and they are intended for some other students or higher level students. So I included 3 in this case: free English reading comprehension tests and exercises online, the Read Theory Beta, the reading comprehension tests online that you might find interesting and similar to the practices that I included in my blog. And I also want to tell you about this B part of the blog. If you can tell us names of other websites that you know with reading comprehension practices and that we can include on this page right here as some other options for some other people, we would appreciate if you send your name, your country, and your website address to asesoriadeingles.sanjosenorte@gmail.com. We will publish your name, your country, and the website address that you are sending on this page, so that we will include your information, the recommendation right here, with your personal information, so that everybody know about your suggestion. We would really appreciate any comment to make this blog better and more useful for all of you. Thank you very much.